During the course of time, some fucking monkeys started coming together to hunt and gather food, evolving into something more efficient and more capable than the previous generations of monkeys that preceded them. At some point, these monkeys even got a grasp of abstract concepts and communicated them through specific sounds that they assigned meanings to. It's called language now, super cool. There's no way you haven't heard about it. Anyway, some point this ape now goes to evolution and is like, evolution? Yes? Can you give me a pattern-seeking behavior and brain to identify my tribe more easily? To identify tribe? Yes! Okay, here you go. Actually develops racism like a boss. Discrimination time! Yo, what the fuck? What? I thought you were making a video about insults. I am. I'm just building up to my point. Well, for starters, that is a horrible way to build up to your fucking point, and not to mention you're biasing your entire audience. Okay. Start from the beginning. But it's so hard to start this video! The vast expanse of nothingness. Then the Big Bang. The Big Bang creates the universe. Universe has matter. Some of this matter forms a planet. This planet is called Earth and it eventually gets hit by a comet or an asteroid that gives it water. And in the water is some fucking protein. This protein now goes through unfathomably complicated amounts of evolution. And then some of this evolution creates apes. Apes now form groups. Apes have speech. Apes discover patterns, help them be efficient in navigating life in general. All caught up? Good. Is it easier for us to hunt and gather if only one of us has the power to lead and to allocate resources and things like that? It is faster and faster means easier. Also, if Chad leaves us, we risk losing half our hunting power and he'll probably hunt us because he's stronger than most of us individually. Oh yeah, well, I get that. What if in the future we fall into a pattern of oppression resulting from concentrated power and the people we give power to for the criteria such as strength and agility because of their slightly favorable genetic makeup in the given time assign meaning and legitimacy to their power and they use violence against their own species for personal benefit and for their progeny? Wouldn't that harm our sense of harmony and our cause of surviving as a species? Kill him and cook for Chad. Make sure that he's the dinner for tonight. Wait, pray remind me, why do I have to listen to you? Because God has given me wisdom and strength to lead you into your life. Who is God and how do I verify that? You can't verify that. That dude over there in the funny hat can verify that, and for those reasons asking that is a crime. But why should I follow you? Because I don't see a reason why I should follow you. Because uniformity in thought and behavior is good for the ones in power to control and dictate. Also, you farm, fight and hunt better if you do more and think less. Also, no one will question me if I cut your head off. You do realize that, right? That's the power assignment system that we came up with. I'm chosen by God, you're not, and He's told us the word of God. That's how that works. Yeah, but what if I have a better idea by thinking? Off with his head? Wait, you can't do that. Who the fuck said that? I'm the guy you pay to pay the soldiers who control your threat of violence? Okay, that actually sounds legitimate. I don't want to lose power here. Okay, we have only 4 soldiers. You killed everybody else. So what do? I can't let him get away with questioning me. You could mutilate him, but then the other 4 will be too scared of you and try to kill you because they actually have the threat of violence to themselves. What a pickle. You know, there are ways to take away his credibility and shift the public bias in your favor by just spreading a sense of misinformation and putting on a charade of, a panache of your glory. Yeah, how do I do that? Insults. Okay, I think you get the point. I think I should stop with these sketches that are just falling flat on their face. Any institution that has concentrated power in the hands of a few, like kings, queens, or oligarchs, needs insults to keep the status quo. Besides just making propaganda and discrediting the enemies, this also goes to some dark territories because it made roles in society to be insults as well, where grassroots classism today comes from. The powerful need to teach the impressionable that being a slave or low-born worker is bad, and so is being on your own. You will need society to benefit, which is true to some extent. So is having sex before marriage, wanting to fuck a man, and marrying out of your class for reasons that are varied from bullshit to palatable bullshit, just so that society can stay divided and stay easier to rule. Insults also help keep the psychological faculties of the people you're oppressing the most in check, so that the belief in any potential they may possess is limited to their assigned roles, which are structured to be oppressed. Think of it in the Pavlovian sense. An insult is a positive punishment for something that the society doesn't want you to do. And the point I'm trying to make is that the reason why older generations is criticized for going through juvenoia, a belief that an individual harbors as they grow older, which states the young are not fit and the world is a bad place to bring children into, is because it is detached from the primary values we as a people have come to respect: decency and reason. OK Boomer, as most of you would already know, is a reply to a grandparent who remembers their youth to be a better place because communication wasn't easier, or the fear of the absurd direction that they helped push the world into in some ways is the fault of the inheritors of the world because they took birth in a different time than them. Karen is an idealist of the suburbs determined to fix the world's problems by arguing with a manager of an establishment over trivial reasons. Same goes for her edgy son Kyle, who takes out his frustration of being sexually unsatisfied and general lack of depth in personality by chugging caffeinated drinks, who could sponsor me by now, by punching walls and acting impulsively daft. All of these words emerge from the ether as memes because memes, like pigeons, not in the sense that they're abundantly present everywhere shitting, but that they carry information very quickly and in a very reliable and palatable form. The pigeon even has an award for saving lives in World War I, check it out. Insult memes help us agree as a collective global culture what behavior should be encouraged and what behavior should not, along with some artistic choices that we make for the gags, and crystallize the behavior we find undesirable in an identity. Insults, however, as memes or jokes, had the largest potential to go in controversial spaces, because if you know the bias of your audience, the identity by itself could be a joke. Which is why jokes in the 90s Bollywood movies sound like, "Isn't it haha when gay?" So it is important to know when an insult is made, it is not against an identity, but a behavior or cognition that may overlap with an identity,